Do you see him? Can you find him? What am I doing? What am I doing? These are my imaginary binoculars because what I'm going to do today is to talk to you about finding customers, or rather, helping customers find you. As an online entrepreneur, one of the most important things that you have to do to bring in consistent revenue is to consistently generate leads, get customers, get prospects. So, we are going to have the help customers find you conversation today. But before we get there, let me start here and say welcome. It's your girl, LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Always excited to jump on here and share some smart things you can do to work on your money, your marketing, and your sales goals too. So hopefully you are happy to be here in the virtual building. If you are, you can actually start off this conversation by saying hey to me, drop into the comment box. Let me see who you are and where you are in this beautiful virtual world. And of course, you can always, if you're catching me on the replay side, drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. Now, I can't get started before I say that you have to share this out because that's what it's all about, right? Bring your virtual business besties into the building. Feel free to tweet this. You can hit the share button. I'd also appreciate it if you can hit the likes and the thumbs up buttons too. All the help and support that I can get from you is greatly appreciated. It's kind of like a thank you for me jumping on here. And doing these daily web classes. So I appreciate you for the likes, the shares, and the love. Let me give you some love by sharing my how to find customers sales solutions with you. So y'all ready? Let's jump in. So here's the deal. At the end of the day, I want you to consider three things that you got to do when it comes to helping customers find you. And the first one is to be searchable, right? Just think about it. We've got YouTube, we've got Google, we've got all these platforms that we are consistently, as consumers, jumping on multiple times a day because multiple times a day we need to find something, right? So one of your biggest goals is that more people find you, which means you got to be searchable. You have to be searchable. When I was many moons ago building my business online, I was writing a lot on my blog. I was literally thinking about every possible question that a potential person might want to come to me and ask, right? When it came to the core of what I did. And at the time, I started my business as I'm a service professional, I'm a web designer. So what kind of questions do people have about building websites? Oh, they're crazy expensive. Okay, so how do I build a website on a budget? And then I thought about questions that people started asking me because they were looking at me and going, wow, how did you blog? How do you make money at what you do online? How do you get advertisers? I would have people come to me and say, man, you've got all these cool ads on your website. How do you attract advertisers? I was like, look, in these questions is content that I can post on my platform and get people to search and find me, to the point where, honestly, even though I don't consider my sistersense.com website to be a media specific publication, on a lot of levels it's become that way. At some point I started to even take my blog content and make my own self-published magazine. I've got media people oftentimes coming to me and pitching me on people and saying, oh, this person would be a good fit for your blah blah blah, because you're so great at blah blah. At the end of the day, you want to be searchable. And here's the deal. Some of you are in a space where you understand that, and maybe you write a few pieces of content and then you go, oh, well, it's crickets. I'm going to be honest with you. I have years worth of content on my website. And I have now kind of transitioned from writing content to doing some audio. I do have a few podcasts out there. And though I haven't, stuck to the podcasting, I do a lot more video than I do audio. So I've got a ton of content on, different live stream platforms and YouTube. And funny enough, I was on a call with one of my newest clients. We were on I don't know, I don't want to call it a clarity call because it was a prospective project and we're going to be working together. And so one of the first questions I said to her was, "How did you find me?" And she was like, "Oh, I found you on Facebook," right? And so a lot of that is just the consistency of me thinking about consistently what are the kind of questions that people are asking, and if they needed somebody to answer those questions, can I be that body? Can I say something? Can I share something to get people excited about me potentially sharing even more information with them, right? So whether it be the audios or the videos or the written content, my first question to you is, are you searchable? Are you searchable? Funny enough, even on social media platforms like Instagram, I've got like a little folder where I have my 30, because I think you can have at most 30 hashtags, and I've got my 30 hashtags in there. So when I post my content on Instagram, I go in there and I copy my hashtags and I post them in there, because I'm constantly thinking about the keywords, the hashtag keywords that really are a reflection of what my message is and who I'm trying to reach. I'm constantly thinking about, again, those questions. What are some questions that my people are asking, like, how do I find customers? How do I make money? How do I market my business? How do I start my business? Right? I'm always asking you, what are your questions? What do you want me to talk about? By the way, feel free to drop into the comment box and let me know what are some topics you want me to talk about as part of my daily live web class series. Why? Because those questions not only allow me to answer, give you that information that you're looking for, but that gives me an opportunity to figure out the next best way to deeper connect with people looking for what I have to offer. So you're trying to figure out how to find customers online. One of the things that you got to ask yourself is, am I searchable? Can people find me? And when they do, what do they see? Right? What do they see when they find me, when they find that information? Right? I'm always talking about that. Oh, yeah, that good. When I talk about like creating honey content, that it's so sticky sweet that people love it and they just want to stay connected to you. That's the kind of thing that you need to do. And it doesn't happen in 5 minutes. It doesn't happen in 5 hours. It happens through that just consistent delivery of material. And again, for me, I wish I wrote as much now as I used to blog. I don't blog as much as I used to, but even though it's an oldie, it's a goodie, because searchable, people are constantly searching for content, right? Even you too, and making note of who you search, and how you search and what you search, and if that kind of content is the kind of content you want to be known for, then you got to create that more. Okay, that's number one. Be searchable. Are you searchable? What's out there? Start to think about the things that you want to be known for. Start to search for those things. And are you coming up in the mix? Are people able to find you? Number one. Number two, when it comes to helping customers find you, be recommendable. And I was like, is that a word? I had to actually look it up. Yes, it is. It's a word. Be the kind of person that other people want to recommend. Be recommendable. And at the end of the day, I don't do a lot of paid advertising. I always tell you guys that I'm an organic marketer. Most people find me through searching or through referrals. And a lot of times those referrals are coming to me because other people obviously recommend me, right? So one of the things I actually just said to you, I said, who are you at your core? So, when people recommend me, what are they recommending me for? Oh, LaShonda, go to her for graphics, or go to her for websites because she can help you design your website, or she's really great at creating low price point digital products. You're trying to put together your course or your offer. She can help you get clear about that. This is who I am at my core. And I understand if you're starting out, you may be a little bit fuzzy about who you are at your core. So you kind of have to do the work, right? But if you have some fundamental things that you want to do, number one, creating more content around those things are going to help you as far as getting known for that, right? And then having more people recommend you to other people. So I used to think that recommendations was just kind of something that you waited for. But I've learned over the years, I guess the older I get, that you got to have to be proactive about that, right? So there are times when I'm like, hey, do you know anybody who needs dot, dot, dot? Or, you looking to interview somebody, or you looking for a speaker? I can speak. you know, you want more recommendations. You have to be more proactive about reaching out to people and creating those connections, because it's a combination of waiting, but then also, again, you can't wait forever. You got to be able to put yourself out there, and you got to be clear about what it is that you do, who you are at your core, because that's going to help more people have conversations around you, right? So I always say, like, if somebody goes, oh, I'm looking for a dot, 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 and then somebody tags me, it's because they see me as that go-to person for that thing. If you want more people to see you as the go-to person for whatever it is that you're trying to do, you've got to clearly establish. You have to clearly establish that is who you are. How are you going to do that? How are you going to be more searchable? Number one. How are you going to be more recommendable? Number two, so more people are on a regular basis recommending other people to you. That's one of the ways that I'm able to consistently generate revenue without necessarily always having to pay for ads, because by the grace of God, there are always people who are, checking in with me and saying, hey, so and so said I need to go to you because you are the it girl for dot, dot, dot. Please help me, right? That door is just kind of like a revolving thing. And that's the thing. There are people paying hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of dollars online so that they can help people find them by investing in advertising. They want people to find them on these social media platforms, on YouTube, on Pinterest. And look about the people who, because of advertising and behavior monitoring, you keep seeing their ads everywhere. They are invested in hoping that they can eventually convert you into what it is that they do. So if they're putting all this money into their advertising efforts, what are you doing to put time, if not money, into your, let me fix the camera for a second. The camera needs to be adjusted. What are you doing to, let me try that one more time. What are you doing to put time, energy, and effort into your advertising efforts that are not paid advertising, that require you to do that organic marketing? Are you searchable? Are you recommendable? Are you shareable? Are you shareable? That's something that's important as well. So I don't just ask you guys just for the love of it, hey, can you share this out? I need you. I need you. I need your support, right? For as much as you come on here and you're like, Lashonda, I need you for that information. I need you for that good. I need you for the recommendations. I need you too, right? So I ask you, tag your business besties to share this out, because that helps me help new customers find me. Shareable. What are you going to do to be shareable this week? How are you going to proactively ask for the shares? Or number two, create the kind of content that just straight up people want to share, right? I've got these huge platforms. I've got my Black Businesswomen Online. I've got the Black Moms Club, these communities where I'm constantly sharing content that I find to be valuable. And then I'm always bombarded by people who are like, oh, can you share my stuff? Please, please, please. And I'm, if I want to, but but the reality is that when it all boils down to it, whether it be me or you or anybody else, we share the things that we think are really, really amazing. We share those things, we save those things, we tell folks about those things because we want them to see that we are going to give them the kind of value that we personally value, right? We want to be valuable to others by sharing that good, right? It's funny, I had my weekend workshop a few weeks ago, and one of the ladies said to me, I just love it when you say good. I can't even tell you how long. It's been so many years. I just love to say good. That's what I do. I give you my good, right? So are you creating the kind of good content that others want? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with you on content marketing and your marketing messages over the next few days as part of these web classes that I do each day. But of course, I also invite you to the Content Creation Marketing Challenge. It's a 12-week experience so that every week I can really help you dig into the blocks you need to unblock so you can unblock and power through to creating the kind of amazing content people are waiting to receive from you. If you want to learn more about the Content Marketing Challenge, go over to sizzlesense.com/CMC, which stands for Content Marketing Challenge. Okay. So for those of you who go there, I'll see you when you get there. But of course, if you have any questions for me, feel free to email sizzlesense@gmail.com. Okay. So those are the 3 points that I want you to think about today when it comes to you helping customers find you. Again, remember that there are millions of people every single day online searching, trying to find a way to get a solution to something. And if you want to be in a place where you find yourself to be more profitable, you need to be the kind of person they're searching for, which means that you got to ask yourself if you and your content are searchable, recommendable, and shareable. You got to ask yourself, what are you going to do to be shareable this week? What are you going to do to be recommendable this week? How can you be searchable so people can find you when they're looking for things? Now, hopefully in my story, I've given you a few examples of things that I've done in the past and what I continue to do. I continue to, to my best of my ability, write, create videos, do audios, answer questions, proactively ask people to, put me on to opportunities so I can get in front of other people, proactively create content that people go, oh my gosh, I love this. I need to share it. This is so cute. This is so awesome. Where do I sign up? I'm constantly always working on that because that keeps me working. That keeps me paid. So if you find yourself in a place where you're stagnant and unclear, at the end of the day, I need you to realize that it's all about you getting in front of more potential customers, right? And most business owners and entrepreneurs out there who don't necessarily dabble in organic marketing, they're in a space where they're like, how much can I afford to pay for each customer? How much can I afford to pay for each lead? And in order for you to succeed, in some cases, you do have to pay for prospects. You do have to pay for leads as far as you getting in front of them and getting exposure and attracting them. But if you find yourself in a place where you cannot afford to spend the money, you've got to spend the time to help them find you, to help you get better at organic marketing, so that you can, work on that conversion experience and getting to the place that you want to be. So that's my 2 cents. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity. Like I said, for the next couple of days, again, I'm going to continue to talk to you about your content creation efforts and your marketing messages. Make sure that you check in with me if you do have any questions or suggestions as far as web class that you want to see next, and outside of this particular series anyway. And of course, as I mentioned before, we do have the Content Marketing Challenge. It's a 12-week experience. It's done. It's waiting for you. I'm excited to help you unblock your best so that you can create your best and help more people find you. Okay. And again, you can learn more about the content creation experience over at sizzlesense.com/CMC. I'll see you there. Until then, take care. Mwah.